But Jacqueline, thank you for taking your time to come to this interview. And could you tell us a little about the name of your group and what your group is doing?
I represent the International Foundation for Integral Psychology, and that organization was founded by Dr. Robert Gerard in Los Angeles, California, and many years ago, about 40 years ago in fact. And it began as a group of teaching for the works of Alice A. Bailey, the Master DK, and there were many classes, there were meditation groups, there were service activities, and there were healing groups, various expressions. Now Dr. Gerard is in his 90s, and the group has become, he's not teaching any longer, but he still holds a monthly meditation group, and there's still a healing group within that group that works with healing subjectively, and everyone has their own path in the group. It's not, the group is not working together as a group other than through meditation, through the subjective work. But all the members are very active in the fields of psychology, medicine. There are various, many professionals in the group who bring that consciousness into their work. So, and we meet once a month.
It seems like the group is very inspired from this person who's 90 years old. What's his name again?
Dr. Robert Gerard.
Robert Gerard. Okay. Are you still using him? How is his presence in the group?
Yes, and his wife, Jan Gerard, is a well-known psychotherapist, works a great deal with dream work for all over the world. And so she's still very active in her work, and Dr. Gerard is still participating in the groups. He's always there. But from the very beginning, after he used to lead the meditations, and he was always the main teacher, but we decided that we would rotate the leadership of the meditation each time. So we all take turns leading the meditation. So everyone brings their own creativity, their own style, and their own energy to leading that meditation. So it's always something a little different, and they bring their creativity to it. So it's very nice. You don't know what to expect. It's not like we always go and do the same meditation each time, and yet in our personal practice we continue. Of course, we do the meditations from DK, and we do the Great Invocation, of course, throughout.
How has this rotation of leadership, meditation leadership, how has that influenced the energy in the group, would you say?
I think, number one, I think when you have a powerful, very knowledgeable, very intellectual teacher at the beginning, and we were all beginning. And he is definitely way beyond us at the beginning in our knowledge, in our consciousness. And you know, it's not a guru at all. He's not that type of person who wants to be worshipped or have our devotion in a singular way, but it's a natural group dynamic when you have a strong leader beginning something. And he also had the wisdom, and with his wife also, to be more inclusive, to support leadership within the group. And so it's a combination of the group having their own initiative and their own ideas, and not having fear of the leader to offer something of their own. We're not afraid of him, like we have to agree with everything he says. And he's inspired that kind of group interaction. And so as a result, the group is very happy to take responsibility. And even when he was very active, we were doing this rotational leadership. And I think for him, he enjoyed our learning more about us and what we could bring to the group, and the group began to feel more like a group. It became, rather than individuals feeling they were just doing something each time, we began to feel more like a group together. And I think it inspired more of a group consciousness. And now that he's, as I said, I'm hoping Dr. Gerard will be present in his body form next year at the Los Angeles Conclave. But again, he's participating now.
In the WSI Conclave.
No, not, yes, I hope so. But he may be passing. He's in a cycle now. He's coming to the end of his physical cycle, but we all hope he stays in the body as long as possible.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and your group is part of this World Service Intergroup.
Yes, yes.
What does it mean to you to be part of this network?
For me,
you or your group?
My original group, of course, from Los Angeles, has carried me in a spiritual connection. I've lived in different parts of the world in my lifetime, so I've not always stayed in Los Angeles. And I feel like I carry the group with me, even when I'm away. And I always come back and visit every year in Los Angeles anyway and meditate with my group. But we are already connected, so I don't always need the physical presence. And WSI has been a rebirth for me of a physical group.
Okay.
I now feel my strong connection in this group, even though I think maybe this is only my 6th year. I haven't counted exactly. I feel a very strong connection at the soul level with this group and with the purpose of this group. And at the personality level, I've made many personal relationships now. So I feel very blessed and very grateful for the opportunity to be in this group. And I feel that my service outside of this group during the year, when we're not meeting together, is empowered both at a spiritual level and also at an energetic level of my physical energy and my inspiration and my ability to communicate. By communicating with other peers and colleagues, I have new vocabulary, and through new cultures, interrelating with other people of other cultures, I have not only new vocabulary, but new nuances of understanding of the work. And I feel so much a part of the one work, but new ways of expressing and receiving others in this work.
Okay. One of the purposes with the World Service Intergroup is paving the way, I would say, for the reappearance of the Christ. How do you feel connected to this phenomenon, and how do you understand this phenomenon?
This has grown in me because for me, for a very long time, when people talk about Jesus from a Christian point of view, I've always seen it as Jesus representing the Christ consciousness and being one of the great teachers of that in form. And same with Krishna from Hinduism, another expression. But for me, the Christ is living within all of us. It's a consciousness that is already on the planet. And the externalization to me would mean in a more powerful form. It may be focused in an individual. A Christ may appear again as an individual. But I think what the importance of it is will not be so much the focus on that individual, but on the power of that individual and the cooperation of all individuals to be willing to receive and open to that great power of the love that is the essence of all forms. Within all forms is this deep love, and it goes beyond love. It is a power, it's a love, it is a creativity. We could put many words, it is wisdom, it is many things. But I think that when we experience this essence of this power of this life force, that then we are going to be in cooperation and collaboration with the plan and with the hierarchy, and have that true identification that we are all one. We are just coming as humanity to be the one with humanity. We're beginning to have those seeds on the planet now. We are one humanity. We are one earth. We are one. Yeah. But when we begin to have this larger identification with the spiritual kingdom, which has not externalized in form externalizes on the etheric plane, and as clairvoyants, there are many contacts we have. We have heard their voices, we have heard their impressions, we have felt them, we have seen them in certain ways by some people. But I think for all humanity to share in this experience, not just a select few, but for all humanity to experience and express this Christ consciousness is going to be a very special time in the history of our evolution. So I do look forward to it on both levels. I don't pretend that I know. I really can't say, oh, I am sure he will come. It will come. I can't be sure.
No, but yeah, you mentioned there's talk about in certain these groups, and there's talk of the plan. And I couldn't mention that when you said the plan, you did the plan. I like these. How can you? Why did you put these?
I do this like quotes. Capital T, capital P.
Yeah.
We all have a plan. We have plans for our lives. We have plans for our day.
Yeah.
But the plan is the larger plan for not only humanity, but the larger plan of the not only cooperation and co-creation with the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, the spiritual kingdom, and then those other kingdoms with which our vocabulary hasn't even identified. Some people say aliens, extraterrestrials, but the plan for the larger universe of the relationship to come between with us, with other planets, with other systems, with other forms of life we don't even have names for. This larger plan of, and I don't pretend I am aware, but I have a hint of this new relationship to life. And that is the life also, beyond what we think of on planet Earth.
One of the words that are popping up is actually a new word, I guess, is co-creation. And you mentioned co-creation between different kingdoms? Or?
Amongst kingdoms, yes. I think this is beginning now on Earth. Many people are very interested in communicating with the animals, with dolphins, with their pets, with the dogs, with the cats, and they have very real experiences with this. It's not a theory, but scientists pursue it now. We can teach the apes sign language, and they can communicate their feelings. We learn that they have feelings and thoughts, and so I think they're little beginnings, but I think that when I think about this larger co-creation, what I've learned on a small microcosmic scale of just my human family, in a dialogue, I notice that when we come together, that each of us brings a wisdom, but what occurs as a result of us being silent together and speaking together and listening deeply together, not only with ears, but with our hearts and with our souls and our being, and being fully present with one another, a whole new wisdom comes forth, is birthed as co-intelligence. It could never have happened with me by myself, with my intelligence, and it is so much more than the summation of adding all the parts to the whole. So if there are 8 people, it's so much more than 8 intelligence mind. It becomes a whole new explosion or implosion, both, of an active creative intelligence of such as the third ray, but as it through the various rays combining and coming together, we have not only new thinking of solving problems of our planet Earth, not just a new way to solve problems and have new theories and new ways of thinking, but we have another level of consciousness that raises us into a higher vibration that opens us to ever greater expansions of consciousness. And it's through that group energy and group consciousness that we can do this. I don't think this is something we can do alone.
No.
And even when I'm in a group, I'm aware that the spiritual kingdom is with us in this. I think when in the Bible, I think when 2 or more are gathered, there I am in their presence. When we gather in the name of something greater than ourselves, this is spirit. Is we are magnetizing spirit. We are magnetizing help and greater consciousness.
Thank you.